This guy had 3 months left to live.
Just because there's only so much you can control in this life, and cancer isn't one of them. When you put it in that kind of perspective, you kind of realize how much little time that you have, and 3 months isn't that much.
Because he was diagnosed with 2 different cases of cancer, and both of which were terminal. In fact, when he was first diagnosed, doctors told him that there was no way he would survive. But in a miraculous turn of events, he did and only lost one of his legs. Yet just when he thought he was about to get a second chance, he was in for another shock, as he was diagnosed with cancer for a second time, and only this time, doctors told him that he just had 3 months to live. But you'll never believe what he decided to do about it. Alex, also known as Alex One Leg on TikTok, had a stare down with death at the early age of 15 years old. During that time, he was diagnosed with stage 2 cancer, and doctors were sure that it was highly unlikely that Alex would survive.
Cancer. What a lame way to go out, too. Like, come on.
Somehow he survived, but it came with a hefty price. Because although he was able to pull off a miraculous stunt, it cost him his leg.
I had stage 2 when I was 15, and, I was supposed to die then, but I lost my leg. Whoop-de-doo.
But death still wasn't done with Alex, as it tried its best to get him. Because at the age of 17, he was diagnosed with an even deadlier cancer.
And then at 17, I had stage 4 lung cancer, with 3 months left to live, a 10% chance, and I was declared terminal.
Alex only had 3 months to live, and sadly, doctors can only do so much, as things did not look good for him. But what Alex did next surprised everyone, because he turned a sad situation around by making his own cancer bucket list.
What to do when you're dying, from a professional dying person. For me, I made my cancer bucket list. It was just a list of things that I knew I was never going to be able to do because my time was running out. All I could do was at least imagine myself there.
When Alex wrote his bucket list, he was still pretty sick, and the only thing he was able to do was to daydream about the things he wanted to do on his bucket list. For months, he continued adding more things to his bucket list, and even when he slightly recovered and had the energy to do some things he wished he should have, he still kept daydreaming. And as he daydreamed, things only got worse, because he was diagnosed with cancer for a 3rd time.
I had probably one of the biggest cancer scares of my life. My lungs were flaring up, my pelvis was flaring up. I was supposed to have lung cancer and bone cancer at the same time this year, and I was going to be dying for the 3rd time, which is so weird to say. But with the results being unknown, I kind of came to this conclusion that I was gonna die.
And that was when Alex had a realization.
So in that moment, I finally told myself, it's finally time for me to start my cancer bucket list.
He gathered the strength and courage to finally do the things in his bucket list, because he realized that his fear wasn't actually dying, it was regret. So he went to Yosemite Park and did tons of fun activities, all on his own. He frolicked, climbed huge tree stumps and logs, and even climbed a mountain as he celebrated his life without a single regret. And wouldn't you know it, he had so much fun that time flew, because it has been a year since he was told that he was going to die. Yep, you heard that right. A year has already passed since doctors told Alex that he only had 3 months to live, which is something out of the extraordinary, as this teen continues to defy all odds. What we can all learn from Alex is that life is too short to live in fear and regret. We only live once, so live your life the way you want.